Good morning, everyone. This is Sun Kim's Daily Global Briefing on 2nd April. Yesterday, all three indices were fall. I mean, it is really collapsed more than 4%. Yes, and now we see that it is a really crisis. But don't worry about that. Maybe we can have some kind of way out, and also we have some kind of clue about how to solve the COVID-19. So now we will check. Today we will check it, and then we will see how to solve this problem. So now we check the major three indices. First, we check the Dow Jones. It break the 21,000 lines, and it collapsed 973.65 points. And it's more than 4.4%, and it closed by 20,943.51 point. And it makes some kind of gap collapse, but it has some kind of boost in the last moment. So hopefully, I think it will boost up, it will restore the 21,000 lines. But if not, then you have to be careful. Then it will collapse again up to 19,500 lines. And next, we'll see the Nasdaq. Nasdaq, it also collapsed in 339.52, and it is closed by 7,360.58 point. It also has some kind of gap collapse too. All three indices shows the almost same shape here. So what we have to do is to check the news, and we found that whether there is any chance of the rebound or not. And the next is the S&P 500. Also, it collapsed 4.4%, and it is closed by 2,470.50 points. And it is deducted 114.09 points. And I don't want to repeat it. Really. We see that, but anyway, it is takes some kind of tuning. So we have to stay tuned and stay calm and check the news. And we'll check the news now. Now we see the Bloomberg news, and I have two newses there. The US 6 body bags and China hit outbreak extent. Yeah, it seems like a little bit dreadful, but I'd like to tell you something about it. It's not so dreadful. I see some clues during the interview and the news from the biodynamics, and there's some kind of news briefings from Anthony Fauci. Not from him yesterday, but there's some kind of briefings from President Trump. U.S. official concludes that currently China is concealing coronavirus data there, and Pentagon announced it will supply 100,000 body bags to contain the COVID-19 dead persons. President Trump is weighing intercity flight restriction between the severe COVID-19 area, including New York Miami lines, but however, he doesn't mention about how many lines and then how many areas it will be included there, and it will be restricted. Also, Trump will hold a meeting with oil companies this Friday because of the low oil price of these days. Prepared by API, the American Petroleum Institute, this meeting participants are including the executives. Sorry about that. Executives is not good. Executives from ExxonMobil, Chevron, Occidental Petroleum, and Continental Resources Incorporated. And the main agenda will be the tariff on the oils imported from Saudi Arabia. The problem is that the oil majors are really strongly opposed this agenda because they're always against the government, because the government always makes some kind of intervention, including tariff quota and any other bans of foreign oil imports. But the problem is the oil major has their oil fields in the Saudi Arabia and the other countries around the world, and if they cannot be imported, then there will be a problem of their profitability. So, except some independent small developer, then most of the companies will deny that, I think. So we have to check the Friday's meeting, and then it'll make some kind of event on next Monday. So we gotta check it out then. Okay, next we can check the Wall Street Journal, and then we see two news is there. The stocks closed 4% lower in bleak start to second quarter. I mean, the U.S. stock really collapsed. Yeah, I was really shocked then when it break the 21,000 lines. But hopefully it makes some kind of a rebound. So maybe, hopefully, I think we will rebound again, and then it will restore and jump up to the 21,000 lines. Hopefully. U.S. stock market collapsed more than 4% on the first day of the second quarter, and overseas indices also collapsed, and such as 2.9% drop of Stocks Europe 600, and 4.5% for Nikkei, and 2.2% drop of Hong Kong Hang Seng indices. Some information comes from vessel tracking company that several VLCC and a very large cruiser container, it has no destination and stayed in high seas since Saudi Arabia raised their oil output. The Saudi Arabia supplies 12 million barrels daily and the maximum oil production power. And it leaves 2 million barrels daily surplus oil and drives the oil carrier with no destined. So, that all the oil is on the sea and it is still floating out there. So the oil output boost that Saudi Arabia pulls down the oil price dramatically, accompanied with the demand collapse come from COVID-19. And Fleetman, the vessel tracking website, said that the three VLCC ships, they still has no destination leaves from Saudi Arabia, and I hope that then the Saudi Arabia and the Russia will make some kind of agreement for the cut. For the oil output cut, and also the United States will give some kind of support for both countries. And next, I would like to check the market forecast, and you see that. Now you see the U.S. stocks and the COVID-19 viruses. It makes some kind of very severely volatile market because of the very big demand loss. In COVID-19, the service area is really shrinked. Yes, really shrinked. And the market is really severely volatile. And the stock collapsed more than 4% in three indices, as you see. And the DJI, the Dow Jones, shows the holdings at 21K lines. And it can drop to 19.5K lines, unless there is no rebound today. I also recommend that the medical devices and the pharmaceutical companies, which collapsed more than 30% of its share value of the former highest point, it will be a great chance to invest in healthcare area, and especially for the COVID-19 related stocks. And the next is the futures. Let me show you something. And the futures. The retail crude will hold the line of the US dollar $20 lines. So up till Friday, it will hold it. So all the major companies, they are looking for the two signs. One is the agreement between Russia and Saudi Arabia, and the other is the Friday meeting. So if one of this is solved, then the oil price will be recovered to up to $25 to $30 lines. But if not, then they'll stay in here in $20 to $25 lines, and maybe both of them shows the negative result. Then it could be much volatile in next week, I think. So hopefully, I think one of them will give you the positive answers, so it'll be no problem. So let me show you another thing. The U.S. Treasury, the long term, the 10-year Treasury, it drop and the price goes up. Yeah, it is. It shows that also the COVID-19's influences on the demand market and also the U.S. economy. Then if you see this, then the result, the rates it will not raise that the long time. Will not raise the long time. I mean the short time. I'm sorry. It is short time. It'll go maybe a long time. The market sees that the interest rate will keep zero for a long time, maybe more than 6 months or 1 year. But hopefully, I think it won't. In my opinion, it won't go that long, because the COVID virus can be solved by some kind of POC kit and also the vaccines. So I see some news from the POC kit, and then now the vaccine, it will be another positive news for the market, and the market will boost up. Really, hopefully. I mean that in May, I think it will boost up again. Yeah, and today's focus. Finally, I will tell you what. There's news that no symptom COVID-19 patient diagnosed kit is developed and will be in market this month by Biomedimics. This is a green light for the whole financial market, and the critical point of the market is how many COVID-19 death tolls in U.S. in April. Really, this is the wartime, as the President Trump said. It is a wartime in United States. If it raises more than the expected numbers of 240,000 deaths, then the market will fluctuate really severely in the whole April. Now we shall be careful for the next couple of weeks to protect principles. I mean, your own money. You have to keep your own money and hold the time, and check and then you have to check the chances to invest in the greatest time. I mean, the cheapest price. And hold the price to catch a chance, really. Yes, and this is the end of the briefing today. And have a great investment. And keep your principle. And conquer your greed. God bless you, and thank you.